Hello and welcome to another episode of Initial Impressions. This week, or the past 2 weeks, I was watching Lucky Star. It's a very, very, very popular anime, to the point where I think I read on Anime News Network that it has a shrine. It has its own shrine over in Japan that's like portable and taken to festivals and everything, and that's pretty awesome. Considering I really, really, really enjoyed this show. It was exactly what I needed. Before it, I had watched Toradora, and I had gotten depressed from that. I was watching another anime. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was also getting me very depressed, to the point where I just needed an anime that was happy. I just needed something colorful, cheerful, and just all around happy. And thankfully, I found that with Lucky Star. Lucky Star is the perfect anime for anybody who's in a depressed mood. Just sit down, watch it, have some laughs, and you'll enjoy yourself. That is to say, unless you don't like moe. Which, if you don't like moe, you are going to hate this show. You are absolutely going to hate it. Because this, in my opinion, is the spiritual successor to Azumanga Daioh. Which, if you don't know what Azumanga Daioh is, it is pretty much supreme moe. Just look up Azumanga Daioh Chie, and if you don't like moe, you'll probably vomit the moment you see it. Me, however, I freaking love moe. I can't get enough of it. It's the happy side of anime compared to all the blood and destruction and everything that I typically watch. This is what I watch when I want to see something that isn't just constant death and despair, which a lot of the shows that I watch have. So I like to keep a healthy balance of moe thrown into my anime collections. But on to Lucky Star. Lucky Star is a comedy, for the most part. It's this comedy slash slice of life. The funny thing about it, what most of the comedy, at least for me, came from, was the fact that it pretty much knows. It's self-aware. It's completely self-aware. There's a character named Konata who, if you're involved in the anime community at all, you have more likely than not seen this girl. I'll put a picture up right here. You've most likely seen a picture of her somewhere. And basically, she is the resident otaku of Lucky Star. She stays home, watches anime, plays MMOs, chats on forums, shops for manga. She is the resident otaku of this series, and she is fully aware that she is an otaku within an anime, and it's hilarious. Some of the comedy that comes from it it had me laughing out loud, despite the fact that I was reading the subs. And typically, I don't usually get, I don't laugh out loud. I LOL. I hate saying that. I don't do that when I'm reading subs, typically. It's got to be a really, really funny joke that was translated very hilariously, and there were quite a few of them where I was laughing in this. There is not really much of a plot other than follow these girls through their high school experience, which is typical for most moe high school slice of lives. It's the same thing with Azumanga Daioh, which the similarities between this and Azumanga Daioh had me a little worried about the end, because I'm one of those people that got sad at the end of Azumanga Daioh, because it didn't end sad, it just ended with them graduating, and I was like, no, it's all over now. So yeah, I get a little emotional about that stuff, that's just me, but I was scared that this would have a similar ending. Fortunately, it didn't make it to graduation. It made it to one of their last festivals at their school, and it ended off on a really, really odd note. It wasn't a bad note or anything. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't really good either. It just kind of ended. However, there is an OVA that I really, really am going to try and get my hands on. They have them for sale on Amazon, and I'm probably going to get one because they're under $10. Most of the DVDs for this, the individual Volume 1 through 6. I can't find 6 on Amazon anywhere. I can't find 6 anywhere except for one website that I'm not too sure I trust. They're typically under $10 and whatnot, so I'm likely going to attempt to get this series because I want to get the individual volumes, because the only complete collections I've been able to find are anywhere from like $200 to $350, and I'm not going to spend that much money on one anime series. That's just not the way I am. So hopefully I'll be able to pick them all up and be able to just watch them without Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll's nice, but I'm one of those people that really likes having physical copies of things that I like. The other thing about this show is the endings of each episode are great. It starts off once the show's pretty much done with the main cast. It starts off with this little thing called the Lucky Channel, which I'm guessing is like a pop idol and a newcomer, a new up and comer, are doing this little show about Lucky Star, which is odd. It's really odd. I don't really get why they're doing it, but it's so hilarious to watch these two interact with each other, because the pop idol, she starts off all cheery and squeaky voiced and, oh, everyone, you should message us and all that, and you just see her slow and steady decline into not giving a fuck. It's just hilarious to watch. I was watching this, and there were some episodes where I'm like, this is really great, but I want to get to the Lucky Channel so I can see what's going on with those two now. It gets really, really funny with that whole Lucky Channel. And then, I'm not positive if they did this. They didn't in the first few episodes. The first few episodes, the credits were like the outside of a karaoke room, and you hear characters inside talking, singing, etc., etc. Somewhere along the series, the ending credits kind of switched around, and they became credits scrolling over live-action recordings of this guy and occasionally a girl or whatnot, or two girls, and just screaming or singing some goofy old Japanese song that sounds like it came from the original Godzilla movies. And I don't understand why this happened, but I'm not going to complain because it was so random. I was like dying every time I watched this. And this is just an all-around enjoyable show. If you don't care about Moe, like if you can handle it or whatnot, take a look at this. It's got some really, really, really good moments. It's very colorful. The animation is nothing super special at all, except for the intro. The intro is one of the catchiest intros I have ever heard to date. And it's just... I watch it, and people will walk in my room and be like, what the hell are you watching? I'm like, no, it's Lucky Star. I'm not watching a cheerleading anime, trust me. But it's just so catchy. There's like this... I like to think that the bassist for whoever made the song lost their fingers in the process because of how crazy the bass has to follow along with the singing. So yeah, the animation's nothing special, but to be honest, I don't think it needs good animation, at least in this case. In this case, it manages to be funny with a lot of still shots, which a lot of people might find cheap, but it worked. And if it works, more power to it. I'm hoping, I'm going to be looking around, and hopefully I will see that they're going to re-release a complete collection for this, because I feel really horrible that I got into this show late in the game, to the point where I would now have to take a loan just to get the complete collection. I would really like a re-release. I was looking at the OVA, and I was like, maybe I can find it streamed. The English licensed... the English company that licensed it was Bandai USA. Bandai USA. Which, unfortunately, has pretty much fallen under. I'm pretty sure they have completely fallen under now. I remember reading an article in February that said the fall of Bandai USA, or the final days of Bandai USA, which is depressing, but I have managed to find a DVD of the OVA, so I'm going to get that. I'm going to buy that, because the ending didn't leave me satisfied. It didn't leave me with that sense of, oh, the anime's ended, now I'm depressed, that a lot of anime I watch leave me with. But I really want the OVA, especially since one of the reviews for the OVA I've seen has basically said that it's just a continuation, just a straight up continuation, and that's what I want. I want a straight up continuation. This is a show that I would be okay if it had like 300 plus episodes. I'd keep watching. So yeah, not much else I can say. I can't really critique the voice acting because I was listening to the Japanese dub, and I don't speak Japanese all that well yet. So yeah, if you can, check it out. I will put, of course, links to Crunchyroll in the description at the very top so that you guys can go scope it out if you want to. If you're in a down mood and you just need an anime that will just help try and brighten your spirit, check this one out, because anytime I'm depressed, I'm likely going to come back and watch a few episodes of this, because this is just all around happy. There was only one moment where it got a little like down, but it was a very brief moment, and they used it to make a joke, which it was pretty great. It involved my favorite character. It's not Kanata. What's her name? I have it written down somewhere. Have it written down. Kagami. Yeah, Kagami. She is the blue-haired, well, aqua-ish, bluish-greenish hair with the two ponytails going down the sides. She's that one. She's a twin, and she's my favorite character in the series. Her cynical behavior just counteracts every other character's complete optimism, and her and Konata getting into arguments is always really fun to watch. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to put the link down there for Crunchyroll. It's all up. It should all be up for non-premium users. You'll just get some advertisements in it. So yeah, see you all next time.